We'll add the diagonals at some point, but right now I want to see if I can add a creature to each room, right? So every time we create a room, we want to be able to spawn a mob. Which means we need in components, we need to, do we need clone anymore? I don't think we need clone. Let's find out. Nope, okay. And this will be pub struct mob. I guess what we can have is pub appearance. Right, and then what we can do is in main, create a few of them, spawn a few. Oh, we can spawn one for each map room. Oh, we don't, you know what? We don't get a list of the rooms. One of the things that would be good to know is if, rooms versus corridors. And I don't know if there's an easy way to do that. I guess all we really need to do is loop over the map before we generate. We can loop over let count equal 0 while count is less than 10. I just want to create some monsters or mobs rather. So we can say let temporarily we can just say I was thinking, well, we have it as a resource here. We shouldn't create a second one, but that's okay because this is just temporary code. Temporarily spawn some mobs until we have proper mob spawning. Let x equals RNG. Oh, how do we do that? I've forgotten the API for RNG already. RNG range. Zero to width. And let y equals RNG range, 0 to height. If map walkable xy. Oh, I guess do I have to as? No, that's already I32. Okay. If it's walkable, then we're going to spawn gs ecs spawn insert and this is going to be a mob. Insert position xy. And we don't need the ID. And then count plus equals 1. Now this won't stop mobs from spawning on top of each other, but I'm not too worried about it. We're just trying to test this out. Mob, oh, missing appearance. Appearance is going to be, I don't know, what's good, a rat? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, we're not drawing them yet. Duh. Okay, so that needs to be the next thing here we add to draw. Alright, so we draw the map, then we draw the player. Oh, we'll draw the creatures first, or the mobs first. Oh, yeah, see, so this... So this is a little tricky because we have to do everything inside this tick function, including drawing the screen, because that's how we get the context for the screen drawing. But now we're doing like queries in here. The reason this is a problem is that I want to be able to create a system that gives me the ability to do a query that loops over all the mobs in the game and draw them on the screen. And we can still do that. We just have to have a separate draw that we would just loop over here, and then that would just have a position and a character to draw on. It's a little inefficient. All right, we could say let drawables equals self ECS get resource draw list, and we just invent a draw list. Struct draw list, and that's just going to be a vec yeah of drawables and struct drawables is going to have an X, a Y, and an appearance. Right, and then all we need to do is say for D in drawables. I don't know if I need an ampersand to ctx print d.x, d.y, appearance. Right? Help the trait iterated. Oh, I can say, maybe I can do that. Isn't this a, oh, drawables.items. See, now I want the ampersand. Yeah. Why is this a white screen though? What's failing here? I broke something. Ooh, I broke it very, very, very hard because I can't quit the tab. Okay, let's try this. Let's do that. Oop, I meant to pull that out. Oops. There we go. And then get the console up again. Okay, so right now there's nothing, there is no drawables. We never inserted that thing. So that's why that crashes. Okay, so let's add a draw list as a resource. Like that. Why isn't it like that? Oh, because it's draw list, not draw list. There, okay. And we died again. Why is this dying? I wonder what, I'm confused because this shouldn't be doing anything yet. We added a draw list as a resource with an empty vector, so this should just draw it without an issue. I mean, there should be a no op. And this is spinning here on a refresh. Yeah. Let's kill that again. Oh dear. It's really broken. There's nothing in the console. Oh, not that. 127, there we go. Okay. And turn on the console. Okay, and there. Okay. But we're not drawing anything yet. Okay, so that's what we got to do next. Is we got to insert these guys, and then we want to add a new system. Where did I add the system for handle key? Here, with stage update, with system handle key, and then with system draw mobs, right? And so we're going to do that. Fn draw mobs, and eventually there'll be a system to move the mobs, but let's see if we can at least draw them first. So what we're going to do is we need a mutable reference to the drawables. We just call it draw list, just to have the same thing. And then we're going to have a query that's non-mutable. It's going to be every position with a mob. Right, that's all we need. I can go like that. And now we're going to say for position in query iter, and that should give us positions for each mob. Yep. So now on the draw list, we're going to say draw list clear and draw list push. And it was called drawable, which is going to have an X and a Y position. Oh, we do need the mob. So maybe we do it this way, right? Because the mob has its appearance, right? Position X, position Y, mob appearance. Oops. Should be like this. Right, so this sets up the draw list, and then when we draw the screen, we should be able to just draw everything on it. And of course, this doesn't work. What is this? That's a position. Oh, I forgot to put the names of it in there. Okay. I could just say drawable new, and just give it position and mob. Like that. And then just implement new for this. Oh, not this guy. Oops. There. Impl drawable. New. Pause position. And mob. And this is going to return self, and it will be self. X is pause X, Y is pause Y, and appearance is mob appearance. Right? Oh. Oh. Okay. So this is interesting. So in order to do this, let's see, this is This is an event. Oh, this is a map, right? So I have a resource of map, and I can just use it here. Do I have to dereference to get that? No. Items from traits can only be used if the trait is implemented and in scope. This is not the scope. I'm looking for draw list, right? I want to be able to access my draw list. And draw list is a res mute to draw list. So how do we talk to it? Oh, maybe it's this dot zero. Maybe that's what that dot zero is all about. Can I do that? No, it won't let me do that. But will that work? No, unknown field. Okay, so this is something interesting. So I want a mutable reference to the draw list. I want to be able to modify the draw list. That's the whole point of having a mutable reference to it. Can I deref? Will that? No. Okay, so what can I do with resmute then? A unique mutable borrow of a resource. If you need a shared borrow, Panics when use the system param, use option resmute T instead of the resource might not always exist. All right. It says pub crate is value. Where's the impl for this? If resource is changed, so you actually have functions on this thing. So let's take a look at resmute. Maybe there's a way we can get the value. Where's my API? There it is. Into inner. Converts this type into a mutable reference of the usually inferred input type. Is that what I need to do? Because it doesn't say, right here this says, here's my system, if resource is changed, but I don't see an is changed. Let's take a look for that. There's res is changed. Set change deref mute. I'm not looking for like change detection. I just want to be able to modify the there's an as mute. Nope. Method is not found in draw list. Oh, that's right. It's not that. It's items. Clear. All this time, I thought I was having a problem with the... I am such an idiot. All right. And now we have an issue here again where this is not working. But I thought I fixed that with the non-incremental compilation. RLTK console log draw mobs. I don't know if I can get away with that. No, bevy. No, bracket terminal. Really? Maybe bracket lib. We did import the prelude, so maybe this? Okay. Alright, so let's kill this again. Cargo, run, release. Okay, so we're drawing the mobs. It's very slow. That doesn't look like 60 frames a second. But maybe we don't need to do that. Let's do this again. Nope. 127. Okay. I don't know. I mean, this is starting to give me a headache now. There we go. Oh, it was working. Okay. There's a bunch of R's down there, but I think they're in the wrong spot. Okay, so I think we're getting closer. It's just I think these are all wrong. Let's get rid of this draw mobs thing because we know it's being called. And this should just reload, right? Why didn't it reload? Maybe it's just being really slow. All right. Well, let's let that think about life for a while and take a look here, because I think that, yeah, so these DXs all need to be offset by this business here. And we have to say, is it on the screen? Let mob x is equal to d.x minus offset.x plus vp x1, and mob y is the same thing. We can say if we have the viewport is a rect, and rect might have point in rect. I know we have center. Let's do this just briefly, just so we can hop over to the code. With size with exact center, point in rect. There we go. That's all we need. Oh, and we have to create a point for it. So we can just say let point equals point x colon this and y colon this. Wow, that looks ugly. And I can't do that because I forgot this and this, right? What else am I missing? Oh, this doesn't belong here. Oh, still not. There we go. Okay. So we have the point, and we just say if vp.point in rect point, then we're going to print it. Point.x and point.y. Nope. Pass the whole thing in. Okay. All right. So we have another problem here. Okay, so now we don't see the rats anywhere. Let's see if we can just refresh a few times and get some rats. Oh, wow. I just hit refresh and it crashed again. I don't know what's going on. Why? Why you gotta be like this? Yeah, it's not coming up now. I don't know what's going on. I wonder if there's something maybe I'm misusing Bevy somehow, the ECS, that's making it fail to don't know. Alright. Well, we were able to see some R's on the screen. So something's working. Right? I wonder if I should just, instead of having my own position, I should just use point as a component type. Oh, I can't because its point is inside bracket lib. Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. It's not popping up anywhere. I'm checking all my monitors, and I don't see it anywhere. Cargo clean. Now it's gonna have to rebuild the whole thing, right? Trunk. All right, we'll let that run. So, I think the next thing would be is to create a system to move the mobs. So we have an update system here, right? Clear with stage clear, with stage update. So, and then there should be a with stage draw. Well, this is going to get reformatted, isn't it? System stage parallel with system draw mobs, and eventually there'll be things like all the other things to draw in here, right? Like doors and traps and all that kind of stuff. And this should be move mobs. So we should have a move mob system. No, we don't need the draw list. We just need a query, mutable query, which is going to just be this does not need to be mutable here. Oh. Why did that stop? Oh, because I'm not doing a trunk serve. There we go. Oh, let's put it in new window, 127. Okay. Let's see how long this lasts. All right. So we're getting the messages, and I think and then mob. We can do that. This should build, right? We didn't do anything too drastic here. Yeah, it's just unused. That's fine. Oh, I thought I got rid of the message. Oops. What's going on? Oh, oh, cargo check is hanging. That's weird. Okay. I did get rid of the message. Alright, so we're good. No rats here. Refresh. Still no rats. And we're dead. Okay. This is frustrating. And this thing, what's going on? To move mobs, we just want to go over each position and then pick a random direction. Oh, that means we need the RNG, which is a res mut RNG, random number generator, right? Okay, so we're going to, for each mob in the query, for position mob in query iter, we're going to grab its current position and try to move it up, down, left, or right. So we'll say match RNG range 0 to 4, and that should give me Yeah. So 0 means move up, or try moving up. Oh, we need the map. We need the map. So map is going to be res map. Because we want to check the map to see if it's walkable. So this will be new pause equal to, and this is going to return a position of x minus 1, position dot x minus 1, position y. And we'll do the same thing for the remaining 1, 2, and 3. So this will be, I guess, x plus 1. This will be y minus 1 and y plus 1. And then RG failure. Right? That should never happen. Okay, so now that we have the new position, we're going to say if map.walkable, and I've forgotten already, it takes an x and a y. Perfect. New pause.x, new pause.y. Then we're going to change the position of do it this way, equals new pause. And that way the things will move around. Oh, of course this failed. Why does this fail? What is position? It's a position. Oh, right. That was probably the slowest way to do it, right? Dang it. Hit or mute. Yes. Okay, and we have a failure though. Oh, we're not using mob. Okay, we don't actually need it. We just need it part of the query. We don't need to extract it here. Okay. And this is just killing me here. It's thinking about it. It's definitely thinking really hard about it. What's over here? We can go over this to cargo run. Oh, right, we have to build the whole thing. I forgot. While this thing thinks about loading the WASM. I thought I had a great workflow, right? Edit the code, save it, trunk automatically detects the change, rebuilds it. This thing has some JavaScript which automatically reloads. And then we could just make changes and see them right away. And apparently that is not in the cards today. So. And then I thought it was because the incremental build might have been causing issues, but even when I turn that off, it's still giving us problems. So life is hard. Refresh. Nothing. Maybe I should put like a little starting thing on here. Okay, so that's working. I wish I could see rats. It's interesting that the FPS limiter works fine for here, but it doesn't work in the browser. I don't know if that's a Maybe I should... Oh, look at that. Oh, that's not good. They're only supposed to move when the player moves. Ha! But they're moving. Why are they all in the same room? Why are they all in the same room? That's confusing because the random number generator should be picking random location on the entire map. Oh, it's not. That's right. This is supposed to be times 5. Right? That's what we did. I forgot. When we create the map. Yeah, width times 5, height times 5. So I should actually be querying the map's width and height itself. How's that doing for the encoding though? Okay, so that's interesting. So we're running 10 frames a second, I guess. Here. And then we're calling we're running the systems. But if the player didn't do any input, then we shouldn't be running the systems, right? If we're sitting there doing nothing, nothing should be running in the background. That's kind of cute though, watching them randomly stagger around. So we should have a way to trigger a schedule a thing in Bevy. This is killing me. I don't know if it's Chrome or if it's... Let me try pulling up Safari just as a second browser and see what happens in Safari. I'm just doing it off screen for whatever reason. Okay, so this is Safari, right? Let me kill this. Oh wait, why did it come up? Is there something else? Is there another trunk serve running? Maybe that's the issue. Oh, it's here. Right. Okay, yeah, it's running. Okay, that is supposed to be running. I just forgot I switched windows. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this. Oh, right, I want to fix this thing here. We had map width and map height. And I got to start refactoring this because this is getting way too messy. Where's my map code? Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Why did that reload twice? Yeah, now it's doing 60 frames a second. So I don't know if you can see that on the stream because it's moving very, very fast. I don't know what that looks like on the stream. So I'm going to hide that for now, just in case it's causing encoding issues. Okay. What I want to do now, right, is I want to look on Bevy. Move that here. Okay. I want to look on Bevy to see if there, because it does say changed, right? So I should be able to see if the player moved. Filter that retrieves components of type T that have been changed since the last execution of this system. So should I be able to see the position of the player change? Is there a way to run a system only if something has changed? And maybe that's what this does, right? If we put a changed on there, but then we have to change the player every time the player moves, right? Because right now, the only thing that when we move the player, handle key, we're moving the position. Of the player. And what we want to do is we want to say if the player's position has moved, then run all the other systems. Right? Otherwise, we just want to run the handle key system, waiting for a key to be pressed. And I don't know if there's an easy way to do that with Bevy. There might be. Let's take a look at what options are for systems. Check change tick. Here's run. Systems are functions with all arguments implementing system params. Systems are added to an application using add system or similar methods and will generally run once per pass of the main loop. Systems are executed in parallel in opportunistic order. Data access is managed automatically. It's possible to specify explicit execution order between specific systems. See system descriptor. Can we in Bevy, can we say, what's a good thing? Bevy, run system only if changed. But that's going to be different. Ooh, there's an unofficial Bevy cheat book. One criteria or mechanism for controlling if Bevy should run specific systems at runtime. This is how you can make functionality that only runs under certain conditions. One criteria can be applied to individual systems, system sets, or in stages. So I can make, if I can apply it just to the stage, right? I can have a user input stage, and then, okay. This example shows how run criteria might be used to implement different multiplayer modes. So add system set new with run criteria, run if connected. Before input. With system server session with system fetch server updates. Oh, and then we have the remaining systems. Known pitfalls. Combining multiple run criteria. It's not possible to make a system that is conditioned on multiple run criteria. Bevy has a .pipe method that allows you to chain run criteria, which could let you modify the output of a run criteria, but this is very limiting in practice. Consider using alias loopless. It allows you to use any number of run conditions to control your systems and does not prevent you from using states or fixed time step. When receiving events in systems that don't run every frame, you will miss any events that are sent during the frames when the receiving systems are not running. To mitigate this, you can implement a custom cleanup strategy to manually manage the lifetime of relevant event types. Okay, that's interesting. So if we create a system set that says that we'll move the mobs and then draw. I'm creating it on a schedule, so I don't know, does schedule have system set? And then we'd still need to have something in handle key saying the player did something, the player performed an action. And how would we do that? I mean, right now, what we have is self. We have self here. What we could do, I mean, we could kind of cheat and say if there's no key input, then ignore this tick. Don't do anything. Because there's nothing to do. Right? We can say if X key is none, return. That's a little sloppy because that means every time the user presses a key, something will happen, even if the key is ignored. So that's not the right approach at all. Yeah, so what we want to do is have something in when we handle the key. We say, you know, the player did something. We'll assume that action was performed. If we ignored the key, we can just say action performed equals false. And then I guess what we could do is have a resource of a brand new struct type. I'm going to invent here. Run systems. And that's just going to say our bool. Right? And then here we can just insert it, run systems are false. And then we're gonna in the draw key. This is very hacky, isn't it? Mut runner res mut run systems. Yeah. That's no good because then every system, right, and draw mobs, but move mobs would have to also pull that and check the bool and check the state of the flag and then do nothing. But maybe we can use this as our if state, right? So then here we can say if runner dot r is not an action performed, then runner. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I think it might be more efficient to not flip it. I don't know. I mean, that builds. Things still work, but I haven't put in the gating code yet. So let's try adding a system set now. Player. Let's call this the player stage. And can I say with system set? Or with run criteria? Can I do that for here with stage update and system stage parallel with run criteria. Run if player performed an action. And then, I don't know, this says before input. Do I need it before, or can I just say with system? I don't know if with run criteria exists on, it does. Okay, so maybe that works. Oh, no dot, no comma there. And this doesn't exist yet, okay. But now this just should return a should run. A should run yes and a should run no. So now, run systems, and we can just say fn run if player performed an action, and we're going to just say rs is res run systems, and this returns a should run, and all we're going to do is say rs.r if should run yes, else should run no. That's it, right? Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, where does should run come from? Bevy ECS schedule, okay. Bevy ECS schedule. Okay, let's see what happens now. And that didn't quite have the effect I was hoping for. Right? Because what I thought would be happening would be action performed is set to true. We come through here. If there's nothing, I wonder if there's a way to save no events. I mean, the only other way to do it would be to flip it around, right? But then I have to put a true everywhere here. Which will get annoying because we're going to have lots and lots and lots of keys to handle. No rats. Refresh. No rats. Refresh. Come on. Oh, well maybe it's broken now because the player isn't moving. We need to at least draw them once. Okay, so now it's working because if I go up, if I try to go against the wall, nothing happens. Right? Because I didn't, right? I put the action performed inside the check of walkable. Let's add a space so I can do a rest. Oh. Hello. Okay, we have a problem. That is definitely a problem. It's not taking it. Oh, there we go. Okay, and if I hit space, then the rat moves on his own. And if I try to walk into a wall, then we acknowledge that the rat... Okay, so now the rat's only moving when we move. Alright, so I think we figured that out. Alright. This is very much a Bevy learning stream, isn't it? Okay, so I think we figured out now that we can create a stop stage, right? So we create the stage here with a specific resource that allows us to tell every other system whether or not they should run, right? So it does this clear stage, which clears the system events, the keyboard events. This is something Mantra was advising me on last time. I guess running the event handler here doesn't clear them out, so then they just stay in the queue forever. So update system will clear those out. And then player, we run the player. If the player doesn't do any action, then nothing else will happen because we have a run criteria saying that the player needs to have performed an action. And we check, okay, I need to name my variables a bit better. Instead of R, this should be run systems, right? Let's just call it that. And then we need to fix it down here also, right? So the idea is that we'll set this flag to true. This return should run yes for this particular stage, and then it'll move the mobs and then draw them. Drawing them actually doesn't draw them, it just updates the display data in this draw list. And the draw list will have to figure out how to manage properly, because we want to make sure that things get drawn in the correct order. We're not there yet, right? We're not at the point where we have a lot of things, because we need to add like doors and traps and then all the things that can be picked up, like potions and spells and stuff like that. And then those will have to get drawn in the correct order here. So we might have to implement like a draw priority, because right now it's just a list of XY coordinates and what it should look like. And these aren't even proper mobs. Yeah, they're just positions on the screen, and I put an R. I just hard-coded an R in there for appearance. So they're mobs because they move, right? Every time I hit space, they move, but they don't do anything else other than update their position. All right, I think that's a pretty decent amount of work for today. I've been streaming for over 2 hours, which is just about at my limit.